We are live on LinkedIn, live on Instagram. This is a topic that's near and dear to my heart because this is kind of like the root cause, the first principle why we created Get Leverage. I'll give it through a situation, challenge, and resolution. Situation. I was just on with a customer call that said, hey, I have to pause moving forward with you guys because I need to hire somebody as a layer between myself, say the CMO, and yourselves as an agency. And in theory, that sounds great, right? In theory, you're like, as a CMO, I'm so busy, I'm going to put a program manager in place. And then ultimately, you know, you as agencies, as other vendors, consulting firms and so forth, work with this program manager. Here's the challenge. The challenge is, let's say you hired that program manager for, let's make it simple math, $50,000 because they're kind of a coordinator, junior person. You're a 20% EBITDA business. That means that you have to make up 5 times their cost to break even. So what you just did is you took a pile and you threw a headwind into the face of sales and said, you now have to go get $250,000. Let's say that program manager was $100,000. Now you have to go get $500,000 more in sales because I, the CMO, I wasn't able to create the processes and workflows to partner with professional managing companies that already have account managers, customer success managers, program managers, and executors to do the work. So I've created these layers of management. All that you're doing is called double dipping. This is dead cap money. Because if this is a sports franchise, you have now you have a strategist and a strategist light, but still nobody's actually doing the work. So what that means, you will always be hiring agencies, consulting firms, implementing firms, because especially in marketing, to have your own internal team of every discipline. So that means somebody who is marketing automation specialist and a CRM specialist and a graphic designer and a video editor and a social media campaign manager and, a vendor management setup person and an events coordinator and a website person and an SEO person. Like, that's way too much headcount. So of course you use agencies. So if you back up and think in first principles, I'm not going to go without agencies, consulting firms, enablement, implementing firms. So that's the first principle. So I then, as a CMO, my job is deploying capital. And if I want to make it a whole lot easier on myself, I need to be sitting back and saying every layer of management or people or tool that I buy myself, all that I've done is cranked up the amount of marketing qualified and sales qualified leads that I will need to produce. Yet I still I haven't added anybody that's actually doing any implementation in-house, but every layer of management of people that you put in place, you've just cranked up the cost of customer acquisition 5x. And I'm just using a round number, 20% EBITDA. If you're a 10% EBITDA business, that's 10 times. Again, salary of $500,000, a salary of $50,000. You're a 10% EBITDA business. You will need to crank up. You will need to book a meeting with sales and say, guess what, sellers? I've decided to hire a program manager who's just going to basically be doing vendor management. And because I'm too busy to do it and I've hired this person, that means that all of you across the sales team, you have to go get me $500,000 more of sales. Let's say your average deal is $50,000. That means you need to get 10 more deals because I'm going to pay for this program manager who's going to manage vendors. But the vendors themselves already have management systems in place, but I'm going to do that. So this is a cautionary tale in marketing. Every time you deploy capital on humans in-house and you have a profit margin, I want you to take that and multiply it as an equation to figure out the amount of revenue and the headwind you've created. So to do the math, You're a 25% EBITDA business. That means you need to multiply by 4. You need to create 4 times more revenue to pay for that cost to equal the same profit. If you're a 20% EBITDA, you need to multiply by 5. If you're a 10% EBITDA, you need to multiply by 10. If you are venture backed and you are not EBITDA positive, that $50,000 is extreme drag on your cost of customer acquisition, on your payback periods, because again, you still aren't even making profit. So the profit machine won't even come. So I hope you found this valuable and food for thought when you think about, I'll call it CAC creep. It's kind of like scope creep in professional services, except we can have cost of customer acquisition creep just by, we think we need a layer of management. That layer of management can cost us 5 to 10 times more than their actual cost. Hope you found this valuable.